नमस्कार विद्यार्थी मित्रों। We are trying to understand different topic in foundation course. So in our previous class we have been already studied about the state of matter and structure of atom, right? So today's lecture we are going to another very important chapter called general chemistry. As we know that chemistry or any subject is built by its some basic concepts, right? So if we understand the basic concept, then we can able to understand any concept of chemistry. So there are many topics in general chemistry, but there is a few concept we are going to study in this chapter. So let us start the basic concept of chemistry, or we can also say general chemistry or some basic concept of chemistry. So let us start with derivation of formula of compound, right? So what is the meaning of this compound and how it is relevant with another, specifically another concept, and with the help of understand different concept based on derivation of uh, formula of compounds, right? So first of all, what is derivation of formula of compound? So as we know that in chemistry, specifically chemistry subject or science of chemistry, we deals with the different type of molecules, right? In chemistry, we deals with the different types of molecules. So whenever we deals with molecule and its application, so first of all we should understand how molecule is formed or how molecule we are going to represent. Okay, that is very important. Then we can able to understand the compound and its chemical reactions. But today's lecture we are trying to understand how the compound are formulated. Okay, how compound is formulated and how we can it represents. So first of all, for the representation we have to keep in our mind few one or two rules. So based on two rules we can able to define or represent the derivation of formula or compound of formula. Okay, so first of all, whenever we derived any chemical compound, or if we see any chemical compound, so based on this concept, first of all, based on different rule, we are trying to understand how compound are formed and how we can represent. So for that purpose, we have to understand two different rule, or we have to follow two different rule. Rule number 1, whenever we represent any compound, whenever we represents any compound, so at that time we have to always always write positive radical or positive cation, or positive cation is writing first. That means we have to represent always first positive ion and then it is followed by negative ion or radical. So rule number 1 says that whenever we represent or write any compound, so at that time always we have to write positive cation and then we have to write negative anion or negative ion, right? So rule number 1 says that we always write firstly positive ion and then negative ion. So let us try to understand with the help of different example. Suppose rule number 1, so suppose if we take KCl. Okay, so this is the one type of chemical compound. So what is first rule says is that in this compound element or atom is positive ion and another one is negative. So whenever we write this type of compound, firstly is positive ion and secondly is negative ion. Right? Suppose if we take another example, suppose we have Na2CO3, it is not sodium carbonate. So in this compound, according to rules number 1, we have to first write positive ion. That means here positive ion is sodium plus and negative ion is CO3 minus 2, right? So what first rule says is that whenever we represent compound, so in this compound first always we have to represent positive ion and then negative ion. Suppose if we take another example, so you can see here the first element is aluminum, so aluminum will become positive ion and OH will become negative ion. But how many OH is present? 3 OH. Right? Now how we can find charge on the element? So that is the different thing. So first of all, what we have to find is what ion will become positive ion and which ion will become negative ion. That things we should know firstly, and then gradually we will know what is the charge or how the charge come on the different type of cation and different type of anion. Suppose if we take another example, suppose we have here the first ion, here the first ion is potassium. So the first ion will become positive ion. That means potassium will become positive ion and remaining portion will become negative ion. So in all the compound, at least you should know how the differentiate positive ion and negative ion based on rule number 1. It's the different thing, how many charge come on the different type of cation and anion. That things we will learn later. But in this rule, what observe or what we have to understand is whenever we represent any formula, at that time first ion which is always be represent cation or positive ion, we can say cation or positive ion, and then we have to write negative ion. That is how first rule is trying to say about the derivation of formula, right? So this is the first rule. Second rule is, what second rule is says, the molecule of any compound being electrically neutral. This is the very important point. You have to remember that whenever we have to, or whenever we represent any molecule, okay, so at that time it is being always electrically neutral. So what is the meaning of electrically neutral compound? So as we know that compound are exist in many form, that is either compound or a compound may be neutral, positive or negative. But for simplicity, if you want to differentiate between compound and ion, so compound are always should be electrically neutral. That means what is the meaning of electrically neutral? So the meaning of electrically neutral is the positive ion or positive charge on the positive radical or cation, and which is also equal to the total negative charge on anion radical. That means what is the meaning of this statement is that total charge of positive ion and total charge of negative ion should be equal. Again, the total charge of positive ion and total charge of negative ion should be equal. That means if the positive charge and negative charge is equal, then the molecule will become electrically neutral. Okay, that things you should very well to understand that, right? Whenever in any compound the total charge of positive ion and negative ion is equal, then the molecule will become electrically neutral. Okay, so that is how second rule is trying to say. Now the question is how we can define the molecule is electrically neutral, or that means the positive charge, total positive charge on cation or positive ion and total charge of negative ion should be equal, or it is always be equal. How we can define? So let us try to understand with the help of different example. So what is rule number 2 is says that the total charge of positive ion should be equal, then only compound will become electrically neutral, right? Suppose if we take one example, suppose the compound is NaOH. So how we can define the positive charge and negative charge here will be equal or not? So first of all, for the understand purpose, or how we can find the positive charge and negative charge are same. So to define both the charge, first of all we should to rules number 1. First ion is cation and second is anion. ये फर्स्ट रूल अपन को पता है. Okay, so here for simplicity purpose, here I can tell you one thing. For alkali metal means group number 1 metal, right? Sodium, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium. This all the metal are called alkali metal or group number 1 metal. So the charge on alkali metal always +1. You should remember very well. Always charge 1. So whenever we see any compound, so at that time maximum molecule positive ion, alkali metal positive ion maximum case is present. So at that time you have to take charge +1 for the alkali metal. And for alkaline metal, it is beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, and barium. So for all the metal, we have to take charge plus 2, right? For alkaline metal or alkaline metal is beryllium, magnesium, aluminum, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium. So for all the alkaline metal we have to take charge plus 2. And another group number 13, if you see the periodic table, then ग्रुप नंबर 30 एलिमेंट उसके अंदर हम लोगों को मैक्सिमम अभी इन दिस टॉपिक जनरली वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड for aluminium, right? So for aluminium we have to take charge plus 3. Now you are curious to know about why for alkali metal charge is plus 1, why alkaline metal, for alkaline metal the charge is plus 2 and for aluminum is plus 3. That things we will discuss in next topic or specifically different chapter, right? But right now you have to remember like the you have to clearly remember, okay, and then we have to try to understand rules number 2. So as I said that for sodium or alkali metal we have to take charge plus 1, so the charge of cation is plus 1. So here as we know that according to rules number 2, the total charge of positive ion and negative ion should be equal. That means here the charge is plus 1. So here for negative charge should become minus 1. Why? Because then only total charge of positive ion and total charge on negative ion will become equal. Okay. So for this compound the positive charge is positive ion and negative ion will be equal. When at that time when sodium and hydroxide ion both have a plus 1 and minus 1 charge, right? Suppose if we take another example, right? So here now we can define sodium ion, but how many sodium ion is present? 2. The sodium ion will become positive ion and CO3 will become negative ion. Now what is the charge lies on positive and negative ion? How we can define? So first of all we have to define the charge on cation. So based on cation we can define the charge on anion or negative charge. So as I said that for sodium metal the charge on sodium metal is, so for that for sodium metal charge is plus 1. So here we can say for 1 sodium the charge is plus 1. So for 2 will become plus 2. Okay. So the positive ion or positive cation in this compound is plus 2. So according to rules number 2, total number of positive ion will become total number of negative ion. So here for equally purpose the negative charge should be minus 2, then only will become equal. So that is why we can say in this compound also the total charge is plus 2 and total charge of negative is minus 2. That means both should be equal. Sign is different. One is cation, one will become negative ion. So that is how second number rule is trying to say. So if we take another example, so first of all we have to define aluminum will become positive ion and OH, but how many OH is present? 3 OH is present. Okay, so OH will become negative based on rule number 1, right? So now what is the charge on aluminum? Here I write the charge on aluminum is plus 3. So the charge on aluminum is plus 3. So one aluminum charge is plus 3. So total negative charge should be minus 3. So अगर हम लोगों को -3 चार्ज लाना है तो OH पर कितना चार्ज होना चाहिए? -1. So for 1 OH minus ion charge is -1. So for 3 will become -3. So here the total charge of positive ion and negative ion will become equal. So if we see in any example or any compound, the total charge of positive ion and total charge on negative ion always or should be equal. Okay, so that is how second number rule number second is trying to say, right? Total number of positive charge and total number of negative charge should be equal, right? Now if we take a different example to form compound between A plus and A minus, that means to form neutral compound, अभी हम लोगों को A plus और X minus के between compounds बनाना है और कौन सा बनाना है? न्यूट्रल. Then suppose अभी टाइप 1 एग्जाम्पल के अंदर टाइप 1 उसके अंदर A प्लस और X माइनस होना चाहिए. Right now you can see here the positive charge is +1 and negative is -1. Okay, so the compound will become AX. Okay, so for in AX the compound will become neutral. Why? Because the positive ion total positive charge is +1 and here the total negative charge is -1. Okay, suppose if we take the example of NaCl, you can see this is the type example. That means +1 charge cation and -1 charge anion. So we can see in this compound Na plus and Cl minus. Okay, the charge on sodium plus is 1 and the charge on chlorine is -1. So this is the compound is A plus X minus type compound, right? Suppose if we take another example, see we can see in this compound, this is second type of example. That means positive is +1 and negative is -2. Right? So the total positive charge will become here +1 and negative charge should become -2. So we can say here in this compound the positive and negative charge are not equal. So for equal purpose what we have to do is we have to do one formula. With the help of this formula we can define how many cation or anion are present in the compound. So based on that we can find the molecular formula of any different compound. So this formula is known as crisscross formula. So what is crisscross formula? So let us try to understand how we can equalize the positive ion and negative ion, right? Suppose the example is here the charge is +1 positive charge and negative charge is -2. That means the charge is +1 and the charge on negative ion is -2. So for that what we have to do is we always write firstly positive ion and negative ion both the charge, and then we have to write charge on cation is +1 and we have to write charge on anion. Okay, now what we have to do is, please try to understand, what we have to do is the charge on negative ion or either charge on positive ion we have to multiply by cross to each other. Again, the charge on positive ion which is multiplied with negative ion and the charge on negative ion is multiplied with positive ion, then compound will become neutral. This method is known as crisscross method. Crisscross means we have to multiply by cross. So after multiply, what compound look like is, here we have to take 2 positive ion and 1 negative ion. 1 we have to write or not, doesn't matter. Okay, so the compound will become A2X and this compound is electrically neutral. Okay, so when this method is applied, crisscross method is applied, when the charge on positive ion and negative ion is not equal, so at that time what we have to do is we have to write separately, first separately positive and negative ion and both of the charge which are multiplied by each other. Okay, then the compound will become electrically neutral. Okay, so for this compound what we have to do is, suppose if we take the example H plus and H minus 2, so you can see here the total positive charge is +1 and negative charge is -2. Then what we have to do is negative charge is multiplied by positive ion and positive charge multiplied by with negative ion. So what compound will become? It will become 2H plus and 1H minus 2. So the compound will become H2S and this is electronically neutral compound. Okay. So this method is applied when the positive charge and negative charge should not be equal. At that time we have to multiply positive charge and negative charge ion by each other. Okay, so this is the second type of example. Now if we take third example, third type means A plus 2 or X minus 3. Let us try to understand. Here type third, cation is, charge on cation is plus 3 and charge on negative ion is minus 2. So here we can see the total positive charge is plus 3 and total negative charge is minus 2. So you can see here total number of positive ion and negative ion not equal. So according to rules it should be equal. So for that what we have to do is we formula. So how we can apply here? First of all, in first step we have to write cation and charge on cation and anion and charge on anion. Now what is the charge on cation? So that is plus 3 and charge on anion that is minus 2. Okay, this is the first rule. Second rule, now we have to multiply by each other. That means negative charge is multiplied by with positive ion and the positive charge is multiplied with negative ion. So we have to cross multiply. After cross multiply we can write this ion like this and 3. Now we can identify total charge on cation and total charge on anion. So you can see in this compound for one aluminum the charge of cation is plus 3. So for 2 will become plus 6, right? So the total positive charge is plus 6. Then for according to rule number 2, to become electrically neutral, what is the total negative charge should become minus 6. So for 1x the charge is minus 2. So for 3 will become minus 6. So you can see in this type of compound the total charge of cation is plus 6 and total charge on negative ion is minus 6. So then only will become electronically neutral. Suppose what is the example? The example is this type of compound. Suppose aluminum sulfate, right? So first of all, in this compound we have to write separately positive ion and negative ion. So 2 positive ion and here 3 SO4 ion, that is minus. How we can know? Because if we write aluminum, how many aluminum is present? So first of all, if we don't know the charge, then already I mentioned in previous slides, aluminum charge on aluminum is plus 3. So how many aluminum is present? 2. So for 2 it will become charge is plus 6. Okay, then we have to balance an electrically neutral compound. To make electrically neutral compound, then this compound so you can see here the total charge is plus 6. So to make negative and plus 6, here the charge on negative end will become minus 2. Then it will become minus 6. So you can see the positive charge and negative charge should be equal, or it is equal in aluminum sulfate case, right? So the rule number second is trying to say is the total number of positive ion and total number of negative ion should be equal, right? How we can how to make equal. So with the help of applying crisscross method and to make electrically neutral compound, right? So these all are the example of this type of compound. So already I told you crisscross method. So in this method we have to apply with the help of different three steps. So step number 1, we have to write the compound. Second step, charge on compound either positive or negative. How we can know the charge? Already I mentioned alkali for alkali metal, alkaline metal and aluminum, and for hydrogen is always plus 1. Okay, after writing the charge, what we have to do is we have to multiply, crossly multiply charge to each other. So you can see in this compound, we can see in this compound here, first of all we have to write positive and negative ion and charge on positive and negative ion, and that is that charge positive or negative we have to cross multiply by each other, then compound will become electrically neutral, right? So in this case also NS4 Cl, NS4 plus and Cl minus, the charge on NS4 plus, whatever charge lies on positive ion which is multiplied with negative ion, and whatever the charge in negative ion which is multiplied with positive ion, then formula will become electrically neutral. So based on these two rules, compound we have to formulate it. So in this lecture motto is how to formulate it or derive the compound. Okay, so based on two rules we have to represent or understand the formulation of compound. Suppose lastly if we take two example, here if we take two example, so you can see in this compound here Fe plus 2 or O minus 2, right? So what is the charge of cation is plus 2, or we can write in digital also, and the total charge on negative is total means for one atom the charge is minus 2, that means that is 2. So we have to multiply by each other. Okay, so that will become electrically neutral. Okay, so if we write Fe2O2 but we have to take stoichiometry, then it will become FeO, but this is also electronically neutral, right? Suppose if we take in this example, suppose if we take one more example, here calcium plus 2 and NO3 minus 1, right? The charge on cation is plus 2 or 2, the charge on anion is 1. Then if we multiply by cross to each other, the formula will become calcium plus 2 and 2NO3 minus 1. So that will become calcium NO3 twice. So this compound will become neutral. Okay, so that is how we can formulate different type of compound based on two rules. What is that two rules is? Rules number 1, we have to write always positive ion and then negative ion. Okay, this is the first rule. Second rule is the total charge on positive ion will equal to total charge on negative ion. Right, that is rule number 2. But if the charge of positive and negative ion are not equal, then we have to apply crisscross method. And for crisscross method, how we can apply, that is we already discussed in our previous slide. Okay, so this is how we can derivate the different type of compound. Okay, this is the very simple concept. So if you take any example and you can find yourself how we can formulate, or total charge on, or we can find the total charge on positive ion and total charge on negative ion. Okay, if the charge is not equal, then we have to apply simply crisscross method. So what is crisscross method? We have to multiply by opposite charge to each other. We have to multiply opposite charge. What is opposite charge? So opposite charge is the charge on negative ion, which is multiplied by with cation, and the charge on cation, which is multiplied with anion. This is simply crisscross method. So this is how we have to formulate different type of compound. So if you do practice in different compound, then you also able to define this compound is electrically neutral or not, or what is how many positive charge, total positive charge are present in this compound, or negative charge are present in this compound. So in this lecture we have to specially lecture of till this concept. So whenever we meet in another concept, so that time we will discuss very importance, and specifically to understand basic chemistry purpose, we have to try to understand very another important concept, okay, in next lecture, right? Thank you.